Alrighty, another live stream. It is August 11th, 2024. And we are here in the northeast of the U.S. I think we are getting into the fall weather. So, probably going to say the AC systems are going to start getting a break from the hot and humid weather because I don't think it's going to happen. Might get some muggy days and stuff like that, but from what I've seen, long range forecast as of today, 50s at night and 80s during the day. So, not really credible to have the ACs on, but it is fan season. So, title of the live stream is we're going to compare some fans today. A fairly old Lasco Cyclone, I believe. From the information I got on it, it's there's one little sticker on the very bottom of it, and I think it's a 93, as best as I can tell. Don't really know because it's not like the modern fans, but they got friggin' tags all over them and all over the cord and stuff like that. It's fairly clean looking fan. We're going to compare the wind speeds, the sound decibel, how much racket it makes, and we're going to compare that with with the DeWalt 20-inch drum fan. So probably not really a fair comparison comparing a 5-bladed, residential everyday plastic fan compared to a DeWalt 3-bladed industrial drum fan, but size wise they're pretty much the same. The Lasco depends on what description you read from various different places. It's either a 18, 19, 19 and a half inch fan, and we're comparing it with a 20-inch drum fan. But we're going to compare the racket it makes, because as I showed in last week's streams, I got this little toy here. So we're going to open up this little contraption and check it out. So, I went on the Jungle site and I looked around for these little sound meters. And I'm not doing, I don't need anything expensive or anything like that. You get the cheapest and, highly rated device, and you try it out. So this is what I got. So this is the TopTes. This is the TS-501B, and this one comes in two colors, green or orange. I just happened to get orange because I wasn't really paying attention to what it is. So it says easier to read screen, AC frequency weighting. It has a decibel range of anywhere from 30 to 130 decibels. It's got fast and slow time weighting, so pretty much the fast speed is gives you the real-time racket level, and the slow kind of gives you the like average. And of course, it has a little half-inch microphone, because that's how it hears. And it's probably made in China. So it's got a backlight, it's got data hole, auto off, low battery. It does have temperature and humidity, so that's pretty cool. And then other than that, there's really not much else on the box here. So let's open the box and check it out. So we got the instruction manual. So more than likely it comes in 500 different languages, and it does. So how long is the English? It's 13 pages, not including the QR codes, the table of contents, blah, blah, blah. So it's about 10, 11 pages. Gives you all the specifications. Of course, the web cameras make everything washed out. Not really much I can do about that. We're on a budget live stream here, so we're lucky to have good enough internet to support the stream anyway. So all your various little bits and pieces of how to run it, yada yada yada. So here's the instrument itself, and of course it comes with some batteries, some Duraleaks. Question is, are they real true Duraleaks? Who knows? Don't really know. So we'll get them out. Find something to pop them out because I don't have any fingernails to grab anything with. So apparently it doesn't come, batteries not included inside the device, so we got to open it up. So these little guys, are they really? Yeah, they're the commercial type. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Might as well say display batteries because it says not for retail sale. So who really knows? Like how many people are going to open up boxes of instruments and sell the batteries out of them? Who'd really pay attention? That's my my thing. Who would really pay attention? You just grab the batteries and you check out and you're gone. So our little test here, we're going to do the racket test, and we're going to do the wind speed with the anemometer and stuff like that. We're going to compare the two. We're going to not go into crazy detail of measuring things here. We're just going to do the basics because it varies depending on how close you are, how far away you are, distance, and where you're having the device at, and stuff like that. So for all you screen protector freaks, here we go. What's I got to do in that camera? Oh, it ripped off. That's terrible. That's what you get for China. So, oh well. It'll peel off someday. So let's check out what the screen looks like. Oh, that's pretty. Nice big numbers. Oh, I like that. We got the hold, push and hold for the backlight, so that's good. Here's our temperature, 72 degrees in here, 60% humidity. Of course, it's just fired up, so it's probably not really accurate. So right now, it's giving us real-time readings of the racket I'm making in here. And if I mute the background racket and the noise, probably not loud enough for YouTube to flag it, but I'll just the everyday room noise here. So I'll shut up for a couple of seconds, and we'll get the what the room reading is. So about 54, 55, and that's with a the Vornado window fan running and the DeWalt air purifier, air cleaner running. So and of course the cooling fans of the Apple. So you know you can go online to Google and get yourself a decibel chart of the various different levels of decibel, what the readings are and what the meanings are. So usually, you know, anywhere from 30 to like 60, it's kind of like normal quiet room levels, and then you start getting in the 70s and like that. Then it's a different category. You get into the 80s there, then they start warning you about long duration exposure. It'll make you deaf over time, and then after that, it goes up from there and stuff like that. So we'll go out in the other room there in a little while, and we'll get a baseline of the racket out there. Should be a lot quieter than in here. So we'll go out. First thing we'll do is we'll get the anemometer out for the other test. Just like when I did the live stream for the unboxing of the DeWalt, we got this guy out to check out. And like I said in the other streams, there's no real like default or go-to on measuring stuff like this. You know, it all varies depending on where you are, but the most common from what I looked up is when measuring sound is to have the measuring device about 3 feet away. You know, but that's also, you know, it just gives you a baseline, but, you know, there's no real definitive way to measure it. You know, it's the best way to be in a sound chamber where you got no outside noise coming in and stuff like that. But we're doing it unscientifically. We're just getting a baseline of, you know, of what how much noise something makes or like that. And of course, it varies depending. Like, you know, like I said, you know, if you're on the side of something, it sounds a lot quieter than when you're right in front of it or right next to it. You know, so it's, you know, that type of stuff. So let's go out to the fans and check out the vintage Lasco, and we're going to compare it with the DeWalt. So there's the 1993, I would imagine, Lasco Cyclone, you know, 19-inch, 20-inch, whatever you want to call it, depending on what the description is and stuff like that. So you can see that, you know, this thing has been around for a while. The plastic is yellowed, and I'm surprised the whole thing ain't all yellowed and stuff like that. So I think I got this from like Walmart or something like that, and it's got no tags on the cord or anything like that, and there's no tags on the sides of it. There's no tags on the inside chamber of the fan housing, but there is just one little tag on the bottom of this thing, and it's right over here on the right side here. And the only description that I got is I think it says model on there. Of course, the sticker is so old that it's kind of faded. So MDL, I would imagine that's the model. And this is it looks like a 3510. And then we got a bunch of numbers. So we got 92, 43, 11, and 53. So I would imagine the first two numbers would be 92, as in 1992. And it could be the 43rd day, or it could be the 43rd week, stuff like that. So that's all it's got for labeling here, other than the stamp marking here, but I really can't read it. Just gives you the basic 60, 120 volts, 60 hertz, some other stuff. Can't really read it. Patent pending, yeah, blah, blah, blah. UL listed and registered, the Lasco name, blah, blah, blah. So that's the fan itself. Of course, I got to go over to the side here, and yeah, you're still in the picture, and blah, blah, blah. So I had this out a few weeks ago just to give it some exercise, and I figured I compare it with the DeWalt. So we're plugging into the watt meter here. So our today's voltage is 118.9 volts. Of course, this is a 3-speed fan. So we'll put it on number 3, which I believe is the highest, but we'll put it on 1 for the lowest. So it starts off at about 90 watts to get it running. And then it settles back to a little over 87 watts, so 87.3. And we have a power factor of 0.99. So we'll get the, actually I should have did my baseline first, so we'll turn that off. And we'll get our baseline of what the room is here. So about 39, 40. So that's our baseline. So we'll put the fan on low, and then we'll do a how much noise it's making. We'll do it about 3 feet away. So I got a tape measure out here. We're not going to do the measurement in front of the fan because you're going to get wind noise and that's going to affect the readings and stuff like that. So we're going to do it off to the side, as when I looked it up in the on the Googles. So our decibel reading, and of course, if you're you should be taking notes because it's a lot of the stuff going to be doing off camera. So our baseline was about 39, and our fan noise on low is about 49 decibels. So 10 decibel increase. So we'll put our fan on, we'll do our last measurement here for this little guy and see what the wind speed is. And of course it's going to vary depending on where you point this thing around the fan. You know, sometimes you can get more airflow toward the center of the fan, sometimes you get more airflow toward the outside edges of the fan, sometimes you get more airflow during the middle of it. It all depends on when you're measuring, but when I did the DeWalt, I did it about a foot away. So we'll do the same thing here, and we'll turn the backlight on. So right about there. So off to the side, we're coming to about 2 miles an hour. Two and a half, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.8, 8. Then it drops off as we come to the center. So, like I mentioned, you get different readings depending on where you are in front of the fan. So that's our sound and wind speed for low. So now we'll kick it up to medium. And of course, as you remember, our baseline was 39. So now we'll do our sound test 3 feet away off to the side. So now our decibel reading is about 59 decibels off to the side of the fan. And then we'll do our wind speed here. We'll come in off the side. So I do it like this because LCDs are view angle sensitive, so I can read it like this. So we'll do our 1 foot. So it's about right here. So off to the side, we're coming in at 2. We'll start going to the center of this thing. Coming up to 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, So about 11 mile an hour for the medium. And our wattage is about 107 watts, 0.90 amps, 0.9 of an amp. So our low speed for amperage was about 0.67, 81 watts. Medium is 0.9 of an amp, so 900 milliamps, 107 watts. Now I'll kick it up to high. And of course, just by the microphone, the lav mic is picking up a lot of noise. So you can tell it makes a lot more noise. So we'll do our sound measurement. 3 feet away from the side. So we're at 66 decibels, 3 feet away from it. Of course, as you get in front of it, we go up to about 80 decibels. So, big difference in the sound levels, like I said. So, like I said earlier, you know, when you're off to the side, the fan sounds a lot quieter, and then as you get in front of it, yeah, it makes a lot of noise. You got the wind, air movement, and the actual chopping up of the air. So our power reading is about 140 watts, 1.32 amps, and then we'll do our wind speed. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 13 miles an hour is peak measurement, but you know, we're not doing this scientifically where we got this thing in a chamber and it's got that little probe that goes inside of it. So this is just, you know, playing around, measuring. So we'll unplug that and we'll bring the DeWalt in here. So here's, get the big DeWalt out. So here's the 20-incher. So we're going from a 5-blade, 18, 19, whatever inch fan to a 20-inch 3-bladed fan. So Lasco was a 5-blade. This is a 3-blade. And of course the switches on the back. So we'll go to the lowest speed. And our wattage is 3/4 of an amp, about 86 watts, give or take. So we're noise level at 3 feet is about 59 decibels. So we'll take our wind reading at about 1 foot. So that's about there. We'll start coming in. Even off to the side here, we got a 4-mile-an-hour breeze. 4.7, 6.2. Of course, it depends on when you come in here. So 6, 7, 8, 8.5. Nine 9.6. So it just shows you how moving across the diameter or half the diameter of the fan, how the wind speeds vary depending on where you are in here. So now we'll kick it up to medium speed. And our sound is 65, so 65 decibels. Our baseline was in a quiet room was 39, and our wattage is about 106, 105 at 0.9 or 900 milliamps. Do our wind speed. So even off to the side here, you're not really in front of it. You're getting about 4 miles an hour, 4.7. Then as you come into it, it drops right off. And as we get in front of the blades again, it starts picking up. So 4, 6, 8, 9. 9.4, 10. Of course, it all depends on where you are in front of the fan too. I mean, you can be right in front of the thing. 5, 6, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it all depends on where you are in front of this thing, and it all, you know, it's all linear depending on where you are. So it's kind of hard to doing it this way. It's not really the most scientific and most accurate, but you know, if you were to do it scientifically, you'd have the thing in a chamber and have that special wind speed probe. So our final high speed now is just a hair over an amp, 126 watts. Of course, you can tell just by the microphone that it's a lot louder. So our noise is about 70 decibels. So even if you're, of course it would change if you're in front of it. So if you're right in front of it, it's 78. It could be anywhere from 78 to 80 decibels. So, you know. So our wind speed now on high, starting off at the edge here. You get that little bump, 6, 7 miles an hour. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. But it all depends on where you are, where you're measuring it from. It's just so many variables on the measuring of the wind speed and noise. So it gives you kind of a neat little comparison between the two. Of course, that fan's got one hell of a spin down, which is pretty cool to watch. So I don't know if that thing's got bushings in it or bearings in that motor. Takes a while for that thing to come to a stop, so which is cool. Shows you that the whatever's in it, bushings or bearings, they're pretty good. So a little baseline comparison between the two. You know, not the most scientific way of measuring and stuff like that. It's just it is what it is, you know. But almost the same wind speeds. You know, you might gain a little bit on the big DeWalt fan compared to the Lasco, but it all depends on where you are and where you're measuring it from the fan, the distance, and because it varies between, you know, distances and stuff like that. So nice little comparison there. So let's see, what else can we fool around with here? Some more tomfoolery. So I know one thing, because you see it sitting in a box over there and stuff like that. You remember that Insidious Nixies gave me this awesome Olight torch flash. It's the right angle job, and it has magnetic charging, which I think is very cool. So I was not really shopping for another torch, but I ended up shopping for another one. And it just happened to be, everything kind of come together all in a nice little perfect storm. And speaking of storms, I got this torch idea from a storm chaser, Vince Walty, or Welty, however you pronounce his last name. So he's got one on the Amazon list of things that he would like, you know, for his wish list or for somebody to buy him and stuff like that. And he had one of these little guys. So once upon a time, he was a first responder turned storm chaser. So, you know, he knows the in and outs of good stuff, and he likes, you know, like a lot of people, you try to get the best of the best, and something that's simple and easy to use. And this was on one of his Amazon wish lists, is these little guys. So this is the PowerTac M5 Gen 3. So this is a first responder, military type, everyday tactical flashlight. And it's this thing's actually pretty cool. It's simple to use. It has everything you need and nothing you don't. I mean, a lot of these torches, you know, like this crap, it's got all the modes in it, but you got a lot of stupid shit in there too. So, you know, you got your various different modes, high, low, medium, whatever. But then you get into this crap. Strobe. Some of them come with SOS and shit like that. You know, absolutely ridiculous. You know, and some of these torches, you got to go through all the modes just to turn it off. And this is one of them. So this is not one of the ones where you turn it on, you push and hold to shut it off. All it does is gives you the next mode. So you got to go through all the various stupid modes to turn it on and off, which is kind of annoying. Same thing with the if you got a side light, you know, them type of torches. Some of them got side lights. You know, you got to go through all the modes to turn it on or off. And there's a dumb, you know, if you don't need that. It should be, you know, if you need stuff like that, you should push and hold it to have that type of crap and not have to cycle all of it through with it. Some of them have it, you know, together, like this one. you know, you go through all the modes and stuff like that. High, medium, low. Then you get the strobe and the SOS. So this one you can go through all of them if you need to. But like this one compared to the other ones I have, if you turn it on, you can push and hold to turn it off, which all these torches should have, instead of having to cycle through all the pollution of going through all the modes to turn it on and off. Like this one, this is the Lumencraft one. So simple on and off, on, off. Well, medium. Then you got your modes, so your different modes. So you got high, low, and off. But I think this one, if you push and hold, it turns off. No, this one's got the various lighting. But once it's on for a little spell, of course, when you turn a light on, you're gonna look around, blah blah blah, and say, okay, well I'm done. I don't need to have the thing on. Then you just push it and it turns off. So something like that, kind of handy, stuff like that. So that's what this guy's got. So like I said, this is the M5. It's 2030 lumens, and that's on turbo mode. And this one's got several different modes on it. So like I said on the Olight from Insidious Nixies, this thing's got magnetic charging. So this just happens to be another torch with magnetic charging. So let's see. The LED type is the Luminous SST40. So that's their LED. Of course, this is a dual battery. You can either use one 18650 or two RCR 123As or a 16340. So whatever you got for batteries. So it's a couple of different flavors, and this is a nice, actually a very nice sized torch for an everyday carry. So it's perfect for the ones that you guys that you either put it in a holster or you clip it to your side of your belt. So this is also considered like an everyday carry torch, but it's kind of big for an everyday carry, and stuff like that. And this would be equal to like my other professional torches, like the Phoenixes and stuff like that, everyday carry, and even the other little China Pride everyday carries. But compared to the old school everyday carries, like these like mini mag lights, so even the more modern torches are smaller and more compact, but pack one hell of a punch, that's for sure. Even with the so that was a double A, here's a triple A. So you would have to have a triple A mini mag light to even compare it, but you're not going to get the same output out of a mini mag light, even upgraded ones, even factory supplied LEDs compared to these little guys. And these things have really come a long way. So, and of course it's got several different modes and stuff like that. So we got Firefly, we got low, medium, high, and turbo, and then the strobe effect. So what's really nice about the strobe effect is you got to actually push and hold the button to get that. So that's pretty neat, and I like that. They should all come like that, be all programmed with their different stuff like that. So got a lifetime warranty. Of course, I found it on the Jungle site. It is quite pricey for the sum. So there it is. It's about $70, stuff like that. So with the PowerTac M5 Gen 3. The Crescent Wrench, of all technical LED rechargeable flashlights, intense 2030 lumens, 330 meter throw with ample fill for closer distances, enhanced magnetic charging. So that is that. Find that on the Amazon. Of course, it's a little hard to find if you go to the PowerTac store. So when you go to the PowerTac store, you got to go do a search for the M5. So something that's simple and reliable, and if you were looking for for an everyday that's compact, that's pretty much it. So pretty cool. So of course, like I already opened it and stuff like that. So I wasn't really planning on doing any kind of a live stream over this thing. So you get a deck null. Of course, it tells you to only use their battery. So their battery is a protected cell, but the light here, there's a little LED that shows you whether it's green for good or red for you need to charge. So preferred to it's probably preferred to run a protected cell. I don't think there's any protection in the torch itself to keep you from running the battery down to zero. So I'm a professional. I don't run my batteries down. I kind of pay attention to them and stuff like that. And of course, it's kind of funny. Like on the jungle site, it says that there's no battery included, but there is a battery included. So when you take it out of the box, you're not going to see the battery in it, so you're going to say, well, it's already in it. So, and you can kind of feel that it's kind of heavy. And then you go turn it on and it don't work. There's a little safety little thing in there that was in there that you got to pull off, you know, to make the electrical contact, blah, blah, blah. So, and of course, you know, it says, before you submit a warranty claim, was the paper tab removed? Duh. Is the battery installed correctly? Duh. Is the battery fully charged? Duh. Well, sometimes, you know, depending on how long these things have been sitting on a shelf, they may not be charged. Sometimes the 18650 will self-discharge on its own, because there is a little circuitry in there for the protection, so it probably uses a couple of microamps, you know, every month or something like that. Let's see, what else? Are there threads on the tail cap dirty? Well, if it's brand new, they shouldn't be dirty. Is the tail cap tightened all the way? So make sure you tighten your tail caps. But before you do, and here's a little tip, before you do put the tail cap on, after you take your little paper insulator off, it's a good time to put a little bit of light machine oil on the threads and on the O-ring. It really preserve the life of the threads and the O-ring. And of course, depending on what they did in the factory when they tested it, sometimes they may have put it on very low mode or firefly mode. And of course, it's claims it's a lifetime warranty, but you know, if you got it from Amazon, you got a permanent lifetime warranty as long as the torches are still available. Of course, all the instructions how to use it, blah blah blah. So that comes in this little packet. And of course, you get a couple little accessories. So you get two different size split rings and two different O-rings. And here's that little paper tab you got to pull out. So make sure you pull it out before you submit your warranty claim. And then even on here, it says remove the insulation before first use. So they did everything in their power to tell the average Joe public, take the little insulator off, that your torch probably will work out of the box. And then, of course, you get the, oh shit, Murdoch's coming lanyard to wrap it around. Because you don't want to lose your torch in a crack if you're running away from him and stuff like that. So that's all little tchotchkes in the box and stuff like that. So, like I needed another torch, like I needed another measuring device. But I think it's cool. And since I have one piece of magnetic charging torch, this one is also a magnetic torch. And of course, in the box is also your charging cord, your magnetic charging cord. So USB to your magnet. So just like the Olight, it's got magnetic charging. This one's on the bottom. So here's the Olight charger. So all it does is magnetically snap it, and then you plug it into any USB port. This one is lighted, so the sort of strain release is where the light output comes. And of course, I've been making great use of my brand new Dymo label maker. I did label these cords because now that I got two of them now, and I Got several different cords I labeled. So I finally figured out how to use the label maker more. Of course, you can't see it on camera. I don't think it would have focused, but yeah, you can sort of see it. Let's see if I could force this sucker to make you read it. Probably not. But if you can't read it, I do have it marked as Insidious Nixie's Blue Olight. So I know where this cord belongs, and it also reminds me of who gave it to me. And of course, I did the same thing for the PowerTac. I used the label maker. So this one I got it marked as PowerTac M5 Gen 3. And of course, since it's doing the wire labeling, it does it several times. So no matter where you look on the cable, you can read of where it goes. And this one, like I said, is magnetic charging. So there is the charger on the side of the barrel of the head of the flashlight. So same thing with this one. And then on the opposite side, this little button lights up green for good, red for charging, and stuff like that. So it's got nice knurling. It's not too aggressive, so it does feel good in the hand. It does feel good, so it's not too aggressive, because some of the knurling is kind of flat. Some of the knurling is kind of, well, a little bit too aggressive. Of course, it's got a strike bezel on it. So it's got them little flutes in case you want to whack somebody in the head. And of course, you got your provision for your lanyard and or keychain split ring, so you can put it there. And of course, it's got the clip. So it's a reversible clip, so you can have it either facing this way, or you can have it facing the other way. So you just put it in the other slot here, so in case you want to have it and like put it to the bill of your hat, you can have it like that. So that's pretty cool. And of course, simple on and off, simple operation, which is one reason why Vince likes this type of torch. It's simple on and off, no bullshit. So it's a dual purpose button here, so momentary or on and off. So if you do like a half press, you can just give a quick little on, and then you release it and it's off. And of course, if you click it, it's permanently on. And then all your modes are controlled by the button. So we'll start off in Firefly mode, which is the most dimmest of the light modes. So what a lot of people don't know what Firefly mode is for is Firefly mode was created for those who suffer a lot of power outages. So, you know, whether you're on an island and stuff like that and you got a storm coming, or you got a hurricane coming, or a cyclone, or depending on where you are, where you know for sure that anytime you get a big storm like that, you're going to lose power. So when you know that it's coming, you put this on to Firefly mode and you just leave it sitting around. So when you're in the dark and you're fumbling around, where's the torch, where's the flashlight, I need to go find or start the generator up, you know where it is, because in this mode, this thing will run for 25 days on the 2600 milliamp battery. I already upgraded mine. I'll put a 3500 in it, so it'll run for, I don't know, probably 45 days, just in this mode. And that's all Firefly mode is really for. It does, if you're in complete pitch blackness, Firefly mode is kind of bright, especially when your eyeballs get used to the dark and you turn this on, you're like, whoa, this thing, I can see what I'm doing. And then we got our various different modes. So we got low, which is kind of like comparison to the most mag lights, even the upgraded ones. Yeah, it's almost the same. Let's see, where are you? Not quite as bright as a modified mag light, so, but still more than enough light to see your way. And of course, the lower the output, the longer the runtime of the cell is going to be. So that's low. So we went from Firefly to low. So there is medium, and yeah, it's a big shot in the brightness department. So it's medium. So there's your high. So plenty of light coming out of that sucker. Of course, you can light up the dark. Of course, we're in the daylight, so you're not really going to notice the light that well. And then we got turbo. So there's turbo. So that's your brightest of them all. So a lot of power in a little torch. Of course, I can blind the freaking camera out. Yeah, you're gone. All you see is white, and that's all you would see if you shine this in somebody's face. So that's yeah, that sucker's bright. I'm surprised they don't come with a warning: do not shine in somebody's eyeballs. So, and of course, in turbo, the head starts getting warm. So, I don't know if this has if it would dumb itself down after a spell. I would assume that it does, but we'll put it back on medium because that's a good spot. So, simple on and simple off. Now, if you want that strobe for some reason, you push and hold the button to get it to strobe. So, very nice torch. Simple on, simple off, reliable, simple to use. That's all you need. So, very cool. And of course, magnetic charging, because I like that kind. And why not? You know, have a couple around with magnetic charging. So we got this one, the Olight. Of course, this one's a dedicated. This one's got a dual clip too, but it's more intended to be a headlamp type torch. So nice to have. Of course, they're both about the same size. But let me tell you, these torches have come a long way, and they're still advancing the technology and stuff like that. And of course, someday they plateau. You know, just like you plateaued with your standards. You know, these guys. I mean, you plateaued with the different various gases of lamps. You know, your xenon. That was like your top of the line, brightest bulb xenon, and then the LEDs and stuff like that. But, so even the modified ones are kind of lame. So I did mention in a previous live stream. I wonder if there was any output difference between these two, and guess what? There's not. So I bumped up the voltage on the on this second thing that we got here, and there's no difference in brightness at all. So I bumped it up to the max, which is about I think 19 volts, and there was no difference in light output. So kind of a failed lumen test on that one. It fell short and stuff like that. So nice little show and tell. Got a couple different things done. I have no idea what I'm going to do for the next live stream. I'll have to figure something out. Put all this stuff away. Nice to have this magnetic charging. Of course, it's nice to have things labeled now, so you know where what it belongs to. Because you get several of these different things. You know, you get some guys. You know, maybe in time I'll get another magnetic charging torch that's like super powered, like something that's a little bit bigger scale or something like that. But, and you have another cord laying around. You're like, what's that cord go to? I don't know. I didn't mark it or anything like that. Of course, the Olight is marked Olight, but then you look at this, the PowerTac one. It's like, where's that belong to? I don't know. So, oh, let's see. I guess that's about it for this particular live stream. How long has this one been running for? Another hour one. So, nice little fun tell and stuff like that. Of course, like I said, it's August already, and actually, now that it's getting cooler and stuff like that, it's time to start thinking about other different things. But what's really nice, and I actually went out about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was watching the nighttime sky. And actually, today, I believe it's, I don't know, the beginning of one of the meteor showers that's happening, the Perseids or something like that. And actually, I did witness a couple of meteors burning up in the sky. So that was kind of cool. I didn't even realize it when I went out, but I think I seen like 2 of them. So I guess tonight, Sunday night of the 11th, Monday morning of the 12th, it's supposed to be the peak. So if you got clear skies and stuff like that, go out and check it out. I think they say the peak is from 10 p.m. to about 2 a.m., but you'll get a show right until sunrise and stuff like that. So nice to go out and enjoy the cooler weather. Of course, you know, it's best not to have all the light pollution, even some of the light pollution created in your own yard. And, you know, some people with their 19 million solar lights outside. I got the super high-powered ones from them homemade hurricane lanterns, so stuff like that. So find a dark spot and see some meteors and have your own little fireworks light show and stuff like that. So that's it for this live stream. Don't know what we're going to do next week, but I'll figure something out. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.